The players keep telling you what the deal is. They keep letting they keep letting you know what it is. Now, the funny thing about this scenario is, I said on Wednesday night, I said, you're not going to be able to have a conversation with anybody about quarterback, about what's going on in this team, until you can get one or two things straight. One of two things straight. First of all, there is a undertow of a lack of respect for Andrew Barrett. Oh, good gracious. Oh boy. G. See, what you thought, Amber Love, Coach Prime would be, what Amber Love say? Coach Prime is too real for the barbershop? Now, here's what we would do. I'm going to just tell you that. Coach Prime would keep it too real for the barbershop. Oh, no, we're not even going to do that. You know what we're going to do? I already got my bags packed. We're going out to Colorado. He ain't got to come to the barbershop. No, we do that. We pulling up in Colorado. I ain't got the Louis. I ain't got the Louis yet. But we ain't got the Louis, but I got some luggage. And it's good quality too. Carry-on case. I got it from Amazon. Put that thing together. It ain't Go Yard. It's Go Start. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it looked like it's the same printers that Go Yard. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Me, Rosie, we ready to go. We got the film team. So when we go, we already got the videographer team. We go. Listen. I've been installing my own well-off media. I got my plane tickets booked. All we got to do is get the go ahead. And I'm yo. See, we mobile. See, we reinvest over here. He ain't even got to move. He stay right over there. Stay right over there. I wanna look at the facility. I wanna walk around. Shiloh, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go when they got a family reunion out there. Shiloh will be there. Bucky, all of them. I want to see. Listen, the little grandbaby. I'm trying to pull up. They like G. Bush. Here's in the bar. No. The barbershops clippers come in a duffel bag too. All you need is electricity. You can get lined up anywhere. Yeah, I got three dudes on speed dial. The videographers with the glossy cameras. Yeah, we just ready. Amber Love, we ready to go. Let's talk about this. The players keep telling you what they're going to do. They keep trying to let you know what they're doing. Remember when I dropped a little gem for y'all earlier? Remember when we dropped this into existence? I said, if everybody was in a real quarterback competition, the quarterback competition is about leadership. It's about who people believe in. It's about who people trust. It's about who people speak. The mouth speaks what's in your heart. You can't be a person talk about, I love, but you always hating. I'm a lover. I'm a good person. But why you don't speak nothing? You don't speak. Everything you speaking is negativity. Power, life and death is the power of the tongue. When I was growing up, my dad always told me, before any big game, he talks about he's big into visualization. He said, man, write it down. Take the picture. Write the vision down. Because when you write the vision down, your actions line up with what you're saying. Your actions go line up with what you think. And to think, you got to visualize. You have to see yourself successful. You have to put it in the air and energy and then stand on it. Because after that, all your actions going to lead up to that. So the thing that we look at with the players is just go and look who the players is talking about. Just go look in terms of who the players is communicating with. If you're in a position for quarterback, why has no one done any interviews and no player said nothing about Dylan Gabriel and Deshaun Watson? It's no knock. It's not a knock to them. They will get an opportunity on the field, and if they can play well on the field, that works. But they're not auditioning for a starting role. They're auditioning for supporting cast. The leading role for Iron Man is Robert Downey Jr. Sorry, Terrence Howard. War Machine ain't... You was a supporting cast. You overplayed your hand. It's like, hey, man, get Don Cheadle over here. Man, this dude Terrence Howard over here with this crazy little math. Terrence Howard, I don't know. Don't he think he an astrophysicist? Yeah. Give me John Cheadle on that. He lost his mind. We about to do 96 Iron Mans. He could have played his role. You know how many Iron Man movies it was? 3 Iron Mans and all the Avengers? You tripped. Be a supporting role. That's what Deshaun Watson doing right now. Listen, I'll be War Machine. Shoot, I don't even need to be Iron Man. What you talking about? I don't even need to be. Shoot. Go right over here. You need to be. I'll be right over here with War Machine. Watch this. I find this is very funny. Watch how. This is how you know people be trying to. This is how you know people they just swimming. Everybody is the Titanic done went down. Kevin Stefanski was the Titanic. Now everybody looking for a lifeboat. But the problem is they're looking for a lifeboat in the dark with no flare guns. Some of them too dumb to understand that the ship is going down. They still up there with the band playing. Everybody else in the lifeboat's like, you fool. Marjorie, get in the boat. But they're playing my last song, darling. Darling, it's such a grand experiment. Look at the great Titanic, it's sinking. All the other people like, man, I got to get up out of here. If there was black folks on there, we'd have been gone. We'd have already understood. Hey, man, I heard from John. Yeah. He was on that old, he was on that little thing, that telegram machine. Yeah, I heard there's 6 icebergs out here, bro. We about to get our little light bulb when we, hey, forget this. You know, back in the day, we was always in the kitchen. We was in the kitchen. Hey, listen. Hey, Leroy. Don't even worry about them dishes. We about to be up out of here early. Leroy, leave them right there. Lead them over there. Them folks up there talk about, I just got one of them telegraphs said with this 6 icebergs. Hey, start up the little inflatable. We about to be gone. Y'all up there. This is a beautiful band, is it now, fools? Let me show you. By the way, if you didn't catch any of that, just go watch Titanic. Just watch. Find it funny. Let me just tell y'all how this works. How this works is this. How they play it is, I'm going to wait and see the tea leaves. I'm going to wait. Mary Kay Cabot of Cleveland.com reveals that the Browns' confidence in Jerry Jeudy in a bounce back year in 2026. I know that they are very comfortable or confident they are going to get the most out of Jerry Jeudy this year. And they really feel like he's going to bounce back and be rehabilitated in this new offense. And that he's going to be okay. Wow, where did that come from? Let me tell you something. That tide is switching. By the time these quarterbacks don't show up, you're going to have every reporter, every beat writer, every local host, and half the national hosts talking about how they always believed and knew Shedeur was him, how he had some things. When they get to the point where they know ain't no other savior coming, when they know it ain't looking good, guess what they're going to do? Double and triple right on back. You know why they're writing these articles, right? Because they see this. You see this? This is why. No, it ain't the fact no, it's the fact that they see Shedeur Sanders putting in work with Jerry Jeudy. See, this is actually what leadership looks like. It isn't they believe. It's Shedeur Sanders grabbing Jerry Jeudy and saying, let's work. Let's put that work in. Let's get it going. Forget what they talking about. Let's get on to that new stuff. Let's cook. We got an opportunity to grow together. It's a new offense. Yeah, that offense was trash last year. Nasty little playbook. Let's get into it. This is the tea leaves. Why ain't Dylan Gabriel got no pictures with nobody working out? Because they ain't got no type of time. They working out with the number 1 quarterback. Why ain't Deshaun Watson working out throwing to these dudes? He worried about rehab. Shout out to Deshaun Watson, by the way. You know why he worried about rehab? Because he already know his role. You think these folks ain't told him what the role gonna be? The players then came out and told you what it was. The coaches told you what it was. You just don't pay attention to it. Denial. This is the reason why they feel that Jerry Jeudy is going to make a comeback, because Shedeur Sanders is putting time, energy, and effort into him. That's why. Because Shedeur Sanders is putting time, work, trying to get to and building that relationship. See, this is the thing that you got to get, man. In football, it's about relationships. And Jerry Jeudy was going back and forth, and they had a little tiff on the sideline. But this is what leadership looks like. Yeah. We forget all that. Yeah, we was arguing back and forth. Hey, come on, let me tell you something, Jerry. Hey, look, they wasn't even using you right last year anyway. Nasty little playbook. Kevin didn't know what he was talking about. We got a dude in here. That's we gonna scheme you open, dog. We got a role for you, cuz. We just gotta lock in. Notice. Is Shedeur looking like he done hit some weights too? Y'all let me know if I'm tripping. Shedeur, you look like you trying to get your grown man weight. Is you a little broader up top? Pause. You've been doing some shrugs. Shedeur look like he been putting that weight on. Okay, all right now. But here's the thing. This right here shows you who they haven't come out and said it. What do you got to put it in subtitles or something? Where's Deshaun Watson with this? Huh? Where's the Jerry Jeudy and Dylan Gabriel? Here's what y'all got to understand. Any quarterback you bring in, you putting in work and you building right there. They call Jerry Jeudy in the office and they say, who you want to be the quarterback? Who you think you're going to say? Shedeur look, man, listen. Shedeur look like listen. Okay. Let me just keep it going. Maybe I'm tripping. Yeah, pause. My case slate, my bad. You know what I'm saying? Aretha Barnes, he been in that weight room. He was talking about sore calves last week. Hey, he been in that weight room, bro. Let's keep it pushing. Maybe it was just me. For love, I couldn't go that aggressive. I can't be really talking about the young man being taller and bigger and all that good stuff. It don't sit well. It's too close to Sunday. Doing all that, I can't. Shedeur up there, I can't. Come on, man. Maybe Sean could come in and run the wild dog. Nah, bro. That's how he got hurt. Running a quarterback draw. No, but I want that. By the way, guess what?
Get up with Shedeur this week coming up. Not this week coming up, but 2 weeks from now.
Hold on. You said what? What you say? Were you getting up with who?
But I'm gonna get up with Shedeur this week coming up. Not this week coming up, but 2 weeks from now, and I'll be throwing in Cleveland with him.
I mean, it sounds like he got an appointment scheduled. It sounds like he not only working with the top dogs and the dudes that got big contracts like Jeudy, but it seems like Corley, he got a schedule for him too. I think it would be productive. See, this is all available. It's a thing called the internet, boys and girls. How come this is available? The player's been telling you. How is it that you missed this? How is it you missed this for the Kyler Murray conversation? I'm confused. You let me know if I'm the only one that has access to any of this, or what'd you say again? Who you going to meet with? He got a whole offseason schedule. Sound like quarterback one to me. Sound like what quarterback number ones do.
But I'm going to get up with Shedeur this week coming up. Not this week coming up, but 2 weeks from now, and I'll be throwing in Cleveland with him, and hopefully a couple times this offseason get up with Shedeur and throw the ball around and everything.
How's the offseason going?
The offseason going great. Took a lot of time to myself, just to, reinvigorate and re-energize myself, considering, it's a long season from training camp all the way through the season. And just being able to be around my friends and my family and have the opportunity to see everyone, to be back home and just, feeling fresh and re-energized. And I've been getting back to the work for about 2.5 weeks. And that's going good so far, getting faster, getting stronger, and just working on my game. Yeah, and just trying to take it step by step, because usually in the offseason I feel like I go a little bit too fast, and I'm done there ready for camp in April, and it's a long journey.
So what are you really trying to focus on coming in from last season to this season? Is there one thing that you're really trying to improve?
But definitely, specifically my release package. I want to just be able to be known as be able to be a Z receiver, be able to play X if needed.
These boys, I'm gonna tie this together. Don't worry, y'all. Todd Monken then came in and gave everybody a playbook. Todd Monken then came in and told these folks exactly what he want them to work on, exactly what their trajectory is, where he sees them in the offense, and now it's time to get to it. This is way too specific. Corley was a nice gadget guy. They was running around with end arounds. He pulled him in the office and said, let's take a look at this tape again together, Corley. Yeah, we like you. We like your run after catch. We like what you do. You play hard. We like the fact that you came in ready to play. Let me tell you something. We're looking at receivers, and we're looking at receivers in free agency in the draft. And your job is to make our job very difficult about bringing those receivers in here. Your job is to make you look so good. You want to come back in, I want you to know X, Y, Z, all the vowels like it's Wheel of Fortune. Consonants, and all that. We need you to play every position. And we want you to prove to us that you're a competent receiver. Your release got to get better off the line of scrimmage in order to play outside. We're going to need you to be able to get off press man coverage if you want to be one of those receivers. And that is what you're supposed to be working on. This man, Todd Monken, is giving these dudes their marching orders. It is the reason why you don't hear him. We ain't heard Shedeur Sanders doing a bunch of nothing. He looked like he done hit the weights. Hey, Shedeur, we need you to put on a little weight. We want you to be durable. Because your goal is we want you to play 17 games in 2026. To do that, you got to be smart. We don't want you running around doing a bunch, but we want you to put that weight on, right? I got you, coach. No problem. You want to play outside? Show us you're going to work in that release package.
And just take that label of me just being a slot receiver away.
What adjustment was it from college to the NFL?
The biggest adjustment was just the consistency level. Staying up with the maintenance of your body, understanding what's required of you. At this point, it's literally your job to play football and be prepared for whatever it takes for that day. So just focusing and locking in the meeting room, which is already something that I've already taken really serious since even just being back in high school. But just the consistency portion, showing up and being the same guy every day.
Shout out to him. Shout out to New Cleveland. I like. Matter of fact, go Dog Pound Tony. Make sure y'all going out to follow Dog Pound Tony. I like that, bro. I like these new dudes, man. Hashtag New Cleveland, bro. I like some of these young dudes putting that energy in, man. I like to hear that. First down Browns. I like to hear that. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm saying? And here's how I know. Todd Monken and met with him. Catch up. Here's how I know Todd Monken done talked to him. Put it together, 2 and 2. Watch what Quinshawn Judkins say. Boy, there's a couple things here. I'm not even going to stop this. I'm going to play this in its entirety because he just confirmed what I've been saying my entire existence here. There's been one chief complaint of Kevin Stefanski since he was here. And that is, where's the leadership? Where's the leadership? In order to be a great leader, you need to be able to express yourself and to motivate your troops. That people want to know what you feel about them. One of the things that I always hated when I was growing up, and I don't like bosses like that. I want a boss that I know where I stand. I don't like close to the vest type dudes. Don't have me sitting there. How many? Now let me just give you an example here. I'm gonna give you an example. How many of y'all done ever been at a job, right? And you at a job, you do your job well. Nobody don't say nothing to you. You do your job. You ain't messed up. You on time. You do your stuff. Your reviews is good. Every time you have a connection with your boss or your team lead, everything is cool, cut, dry, no nothing. You get to the end of the year, you look up for the review appraisal, and they come in there and tell you some dumb stuff like, well, we have a couple of things that we would like to address with you. It says here that you were up for a 3.5% raise. However, 3.5% is just the shooting point. We don't believe in giving anybody a perfect score because we want room to work towards that. So here we're going to start you off at a 3. And there was a couple of things. There was a project that you did. And that project, it was very good. However, some people thought that, the timing of when it was delivered, it was on time, but we had expected it to be a day earlier to give us a chance to, submit that. And so we bumped you down a little bit, but instead of 3.5% raise, we're going to give you a 2.75 raise, which is very competitive for the people. Whoa, lady. First and foremost, why is HR sitting here? I already know the game. What is she sitting here for? So you don't slip up and say something stupid? Where's your paper trail? How many did you tell me I needed to submit it early? Well, there was a couple of things, We also wanted you to be more communicative. It wasn't just about that. It was, more about being more engaging. And, we have a lot of outside of work opportunities that, what? Whoa, hold on. What you mean outside of work opportunities? I come to work and do my job. This is a role where it's more about connection building because we do have clients and some of those mixer events are there to, what? No. Hold on. So you telling me on my review, it says exceptional work, above and beyond. This is what you wrote, but then come time for bonus is I can't get it because 3.5 is something we shooting for. Why is it there? That's why compliance is over here. You're into figuring out. We were talking about why it is and what's going on with the Cleveland Browns, and in terms of when you talking about it in terms of corporate America, and we started talking about how the thing that really lacks in a lot of companies is the fact of the communication, and nobody wants to go in to talk to somebody who they believe is a person who just does not have a situation where they have their back. They don't have a situation where people understand what they're here to do. They don't have a person who's going to bat for them or have a real relationship with those individuals, so they can be sitting here being like this. You know what? Listen, we got to figure this out. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing incorrectly here? Why do we not have a relationship? And this is kind of along the circumstances and the things that we talked about with Quinshon Judkins, who had a very eye-opening and revealing situation that happened with Kevin Stefanski. Let's take a look at what Quinshon Judkins talked about with Kevin Stefanski and figure out specifically how things was moving and why this was a problem.
New head coach Todd Monken yet?
Bro, I have. And, bro, honestly, like, it's not what I thought it would have been. Like,
Well,
when I say that in a good way.
What did
in
you
a good
think
way.
it was going to be?
You thought he was gonna be
I
like
thought
nerdy?
he was going to be, like, more so, like, because my past coach, bro, he was, like, really even keel, bro, like, super quiet. I thought I was going to get that from Coach Monken, but it wasn't that. Like, he was, like, a real players coach, bro, like, you know, like, give me a hug, like, all that, bro. So he was just super communicative of what he wanted from the team, what his goal is, what his objective is, what he want to come in and do. And, you know, he knows exactly what he wants, and he has a vision. And I think that's what's important as a head coach, and especially being vocal about it, too. I think that's what matters.
Expect the Seahawks.
We're going to play that again for you. Because my problem has always been with Kevin Stefanski this. My problem has always been the fact that Kevin Stefanski has not took time to go out of his way to build the relationships. When people talk about, well, the defense doesn't like Kevin Stefanski, that's a problem. It ain't an offense and the defense thing. It's a whole team thing. You're coaching the whole entire team. I always say this when in terms of when people running for office. When you're running for office, you're not the president of just your party. You're not the president of just the people who voted for you, right? When you are the president, or when you are a politician, or when you are a governor, and you win the race, you stop racing. The race is over. It is now about you. It is now about you leading everybody. You are the leader of the Cleveland Browns, not the leader of the offense, not the leader of the defense. You are the complete leader. And the thing that he talks about here is he's saying he's going out of his way to build a relationship with this guy. He knows exactly what he wants. And when you mix this thing in, when you take a look at what Malachi Corley had talked about, you take a look at what Quinshon Judkins is talking about, you take a look at what Todd Monken wants Shedeur Sanders to do. He's already met with these folks, and he's talking to these people like, look, man, Quinshon, we envision you being this type of back. We want you to go in the offseason and work on this. This is what we want to get to. This is very telling. And he said, I'm glad he says it. Remember when people try to act like I was going crazy? And I said, bro, I think it's kind of disrespectful that he can't even mention Shedeur Sanders' name. Remember I said that? Remember I told you that? I said, listen, I think it's disrespectful that when you ask about Kevin Stefanski, and Kevin Stefanski asked specifically about a player because he thought some strategic goal and some strategic, competitive edge was to say nothing about anybody anytime. That makes you come off looking crazy, because what's going to happen is, like, I want you to keep the same energy. Don't be bringing me in here for these peer reviews. You bring me in with the peer reviews. I done did everything you done asked me to do. I sat in here. Every time we sit up in here and we don't talk about nothing, but we talk about what I do. I ain't had no write-ups. I ain't have no bad appraisals. But the second it come time for the reward, the second it come time for you to show me how much I mean to the organization and the work I put in, you go out of your way to alienate me, to say some slick stuff, and to bring an HR lady in here who don't know my work ethic. I ain't never met her a day in my life because I show up and do my job, but she's sitting here so you don't get in trouble with compliance for not giving me the money that I done earned over the year. And this is the reason why the economy ain't messed up. It's the folks in charge messed up. And they convince every single one of you that the people that's running these corporations is the smartest ones. No, I would be rich too if you find out the way to just keep people's money. Well, smoke alarm didn't turn into this. This is crazy. They're smart for a reason. No, they're crooks. How you think you get to be a billion? Listen, you guys got to understand something. This man is showing up, putting his body on the line. And part of it is this too. When Quinshon Judkins broke his ankle, it'd be so crazy. That's why I be getting salty. I'd be mad. Oh, he was okay. He wasn't that great. What? This man was carrying an anemic offense the whole season. But it get down to the end of the season, and you want to generalize, he's okay. I'm telling you, sometimes I don't even want to do no podcast with nobody else because they be saying stupid stuff. Bring it back. Atlanta media, not going for Kevin's messy ways. You was running around here, and it needs to be said. Half the reason Kevin's no longer here is because they found out what type of game he was playing. We don't play the double Dutch, backstabbing type joints. This your best player. Does it seem like he like him?
Well, different coaches over the past couple of years. Have you heard from your new head coach, Todd Monken, yet?
Bro, I have. And, bro, honestly, like, it's not what I thought it would have been. Like, when I say that in a good way.
What did you think it was going to be?
That he's gonna be like
I thought it was going to be like the last dude that was here, that was walking around here saying nothing, throwing people under the bus, talking about, I need a real quarterback. How dare you? Why do you think, how dare you, sir? How dare you think that you thought we wasn't going to find you out? You thought we was not going to call that out? You've been throwing players under the bus for years around here, and it started way before this. And for those guys, listen, for those guys that like to always tiptoe around racial lines and, oh, it's the race thing. No, guess what? Baker Mayfield don't like him too. He can't wait to play him.
It was going to be like more so like my past coach, bro. He was like really even kill, bro, like super quiet. I thought I was going to get that from Coach Monken, but it wasn't that. Like he was like a real players coach, bro. Like, you know, like give me a hug, like all that, bro. So he was just super communicative of what he wanted from the team, what his goal is, what his objective is, what he want to come in and do. And, you know, he knows exactly what he wants, and he has a vision. And I think that's what's important as a head coach, and especially being vocal about it, too. I think that's what matters.
I respect the Seahawks.
I think being vocal, that matters, too, right? That matters, too. There we go. All right, listen, I tell you what. One of the things that we're going to have to watch and we got to talk about here is this. The Cleveland Browns want something new. The Cleveland Browns, when we talk about hashtag New Cleveland, when we talk about that, the thing that we're talking about is a new energy. I want my coach to be in here understanding what it is that he wants, and that envision is to be put and sent and delivered and marinated and pondered on by his team. To be a leader, you have to let people know that I am invested in you, that I am invested in what you're doing, that this is a collaboration, that this is something that we are partners in. I need you. Come over and give me a hug, bro. I'm asking these players, I'm asking them to go out there and put their body on the line. I'm asking them to rehab their tail off. I'm asking them to put everything they got, and I want them to circle the rounds. You know what I'm telling my team? Half the people out there is turncoats. Half these people, there's some good Cleveland Browns fans out here, because I don't want to make it seem like all Cleveland Browns fans is the same. It's some good Cleveland Browns fans out here. There are some people that support the team, that's been supporting the team, that have put a lot of money, time, energy into this team, and it's going to ride with the brown and orange. It's some great ones out there, but it's also some ones that's been fair weather fans. It's some dudes out here that don't really want to see invested to see the Browns do good. It's just something to pass the time. They aren't really interested in winning. And I ain't even going to talk about the media. Let's talk about that. They into cashing checks. Because if they get a promotion to go somewhere else, guess what? They would be out somewhere else. See, the thing about this industry is everybody fancies themselves. I'm going to go big. I'm going to go to L.A. or New York or Boston. Hey, listen, I ain't trying to go to L.A., New York, or Boston. I already got my dream job. I talk about the teams that I grew up in right here. I got my dream job. People say, you going to, no. I'm doing it myself, independent, and I get to cover the teams that I grew up and I care about. This is my dream job. So in that locker room, you got to let them know, and I'm going to tell a lot of players, it's a lot of them out here that don't want to see you win, that don't want to see you ball, that's out here covering you, rooting for other squads. So what you need to do is understand the only thing you got is them people in the room. You got a bunch of cast off. You got people that hey, think about it. You ain't the only one that said they got to go. Myles Garrett at one point in time that had to go. Shedeur Sanders at one point in time should not be on the roster, or Dylan Gabriel, or Deshaun Watson. Think about that. You done told everybody that they should be gone, yet and still they throw a whole funeral for the coach when he leaves. They got to go to calling hours. Think you got a raw deal. The second a player do something, get riddance. Well, listen, I'm going to just keep it a buck with you. You'll learn one day Kevin Stefanski going to still have his beard. He going to be in Atlanta and he not take you with him. So we got to figure out what you're going to do. Either you going to cover the team that we here to talk about or we not. And I hope these players come in and do their thing. I pray that them players come in and cook. Because what I want to see them do is I want to see the same faces, the people that talked about this being a dumpster fire, ain't nobody good, the coach ain't, the GM. I want them same people to have to come around and sit on them airwaves and have to talk about why the Cleveland Browns was better than they thought and why what they thought was a bunch of crap and why what they thought was, don't they get excited now? But it starts today. It starts right now. And I like the fact that it's starting behind closed doors. New Cleveland is a thing. It ain't about, it's a mindset. Hashtag New Cleveland is a mindset. And it shows me Todd Monken wants to be here. I don't care nothing about nobody that don't want to be here. I don't care about the league, around the league. I'm not an around the league NFL type dude. I don't care nothing about around the league. You think I'm going to call other dudes for their opinion about what's going on around the league? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Of course, the Barbershop is sponsored by Phenomenal Barbershop. Call my man Jason, 216-385-8861, 216-385-8861. Phenomenal Barbershop, located at 11827 Detroit Avenue, Lakewood, Ohio, 44107. People always ask me, G. Bush, where you get your hair cut? I always got to tell them I get it done, and it's in a phenomenal way. Go to Phenomenal Barbershop. Jason, big Browns fan, season ticket holder. And by the way, congratulations. He got like 2 or 3 beauty salon now, too. So he got about 2 or 3 beauty salons. So check out my man Jason. You want to know where you get your cut. Private appointments, bookings, he get it online and get it done. Go to Phenomenal. With that being said, you never know where G. Bush might show up, radio, television, internet, but you want a fresh cut on sports? Make sure to keep watching the Barbershop because I keep the Clippers with me. Have a good rest of your evening. And as always, you know what it is. You know what it is. Go Browns.